Hey, this is Nilsson, the mad scientist of muscle, and right now I'm going to teach you how to deadlift with your stomach. Now, one of the key things when you're doing a deadlift is you want to brace your stomach. You're not trying to suck it in, as a lot of people mistakenly believe they should. You actually want to treat your stomach as a natural weight belt. You actually want to push pretty much outwards against the resistance. That's what's going to solidify the core. That's what's going to brace the deep muscles of the core, the transverse abdominis and the obliques. By doing this, that's going to stabilize everything around in your midsection. It's going to allow you to better keep that natural arch in your lower back as you're deadlifting. Now, one of the things to keep in mind as you're deadlifting, when you go really, really heavy, that is just naturally going to tend to flatten out a little bit. So you're not going to be able to keep a perfect arch. The idea here is to try to keep the perfect arch. That's what's going to protect your lower back when you're deadlifting. Now, the reason you want to do it this way is, and by that I mean deadlifting with your stomach, is that's going to help cushion you out of the bottom of the lift as well. If you're trying to suck it in as you're doing a pull, your back is going to round over naturally. So what you want to do is, at that bottom position, solidify your stomach and actually push against your upper thighs with your stomach as you're coming out of the bottom of the exercise. So once again, I'll repeat that. You actually want to solidify and push outwards against your thighs as you're coming out of the bottom of the exercise. Now, if you don't do this, the tendency is for your back to round over. And if you do this, you're going to better be able to keep the tension where it belongs and really get the most out of the exercise, get the most power out of the bottom, and develop more strength in the deadlift just in general. So I'm going to give you a quick demo here. I'm going to do this as single rep cluster training. This is a series of single reps done with about 20 seconds rest in between reps. Now, this is very illustrative of the form breakdown that happens as you fatigue. The first two reps, you're going to be able to see I'll be able to keep the arch fairly well in my lower back. I've got 525 on the bar here. I'm going to aim for 4 to 6 reps. As I continue through the set, basically the core is going to start to weaken a little bit, and that's when you'll see maybe a little bit more rounding over, and that's when you really want to focus on keeping that core tight and braced against the upper thighs, especially at the bottom. So, I'll give you a quick demo here, and then I will talk at you a little more. I tend to like using the trap bar better than the straight bar because I'm not a competitive power lifter. Don't have to worry about the technique quite so much. So using the trap bar allows me to take some of that lower back torque out while still getting the benefits of the heavy loading. Now, at that bottom, that's when I'm really forcing the stomach out against the quads, because that's what's really going to support the lower back at the bottom of the movement, deadlifting with the stomach. Now, on that rep, I can feel my back kind of starting to round over a little bit. So on my last rep here, really going to focus on solidifying the core and bracing against the upper thighs. And also really pushing with the heels in order to activate the glutes and hamstrings strongly. So that is doing deadlifting with the stomach bracing against the thighs as I'm doing it.